This is just a brief overview of what area and volume mean. Let's take your book. Say it's 8 inches by 11 inches by 2 inches. Let's find its surface area. That just means how many square units are there. Well, let's see how many squares there are in the front. Well, there's 8 inches on the top by 11 inches down the side. How many little squares are there? There's 88 of them. Also, inches times inches is inches squared. That's how many square units there are. Notice that there's a front and a back. So 2 times the 88 square inches is going to give us a total of 176 square inches for the front and the back. Well, let's go ahead and try the side. The side is going to be 2 inches by 11 inches. How many square inches are there going to be there? Well, as you guessed, 2 times 11 is going to give you 22 square inches. Now, there's a right side and a left side, so we're going to multiply 2 times those 22 squares and get 44 square inches. Our last surface is going to be the top and bottom. So we have 8 inches times 2 inches is going to give us 16 inches squared on the top, and the bottom is also going to be 16 square inches. So when we double that, we get 32 square inches. So then what's the total surface area? Well, you just add everything up, and the total is going to be 252 square inches. Well, let's talk about volume. Well, volume is just how many cubic units. So how much space does it take up in 3 dimensions? How many little cubes are there in that space? Well, there's 88 cubes in the front, and there's 2 stacks of them, so 88 inches squared times 2 more inches is going to give us 176, and it's going to be inches cubed. Inches squared times inches again is inches cubed. That's how many cubic inches there are. Let's try this from a different angle. Let's say instead of the front, we started with this cube here, and we did the top. How many cubes are there up at the top? Well, there's 8 times 2, there's 16 inches. Well, how many stacks are there? Well, 16 times 11 is going to give us that same 176 inches cubed. Let's try another example. Let's do a large television set. Say it's 50 inches by 30 inches. Now let's just go ahead and try to find the area of the front surface. It's going to be 50 inches times 30 inches. And the number of total little squares in there is 1,500 inches squared. Well, what about the volume? Let's try and estimate that. Let's say it's 2 inches deep, 2 inches thick. So our front surface is 50 times 30. That's 1,500 little squares. That also means that there's 1,500 cubes in the front. And we're going to multiply that times 2. And so the total number of cubes that there are is going to be 3,000. 3,000 cubic inches. So let's look at one of the more difficult ones that you'll see. This is a cylinder, and again, we're talking about squares and cubes. Another thing that you're going to need to pay attention to is the radius, distance from the center out to the side, and that's 2 units. Well, you're going to learn that area is pi times the radius squared. Well, 2 times itself is 4, so that's 4 pi. We're going to call that area 4 pi. Notice that there's a circle on the top, and there's also a circle on the bottom. So let's go ahead and draw those over here. Their areas are both going to be 4 pi. But what about those squares on the sides? Well, if you were to unroll that like it was a label of a soup can, it'd be a big rectangle. And that length up there is going to be the circumference of that circle on top. Well, how do we find that circumference? Well, we find the diameter, and the diameter goes around the circle 3.14 times. Well, maybe a little bit more than that. It goes around pi times. The circumference is 4 times pi. And the height, of course, is going to be 4. You just count to 4. 4 times 4 pi, 16 pi. So the total area of that cylinder is going to be 24 pi. You just add them all together. But what about the volume? How do we find the number of cubes in there? Well, again, we're going to find the area of one of the surfaces. Let's find the area of the top, multiply that times the height, how many there are. There's 4 stacks of those cubes. Well, again, we can find the area of that top by using pi r squared. We know it's going to be pi times 2 times itself. That's 4 pi. Multiply that times the height of the cylinder, which is 4, and we get 16 pi. Now again, this is just a quick lesson on what volume means. But remember, it's just going to be the area of the top times the height every time you do this.